Legacy. Ed Homan, our father, grandfather, great-grandfather, uncle, brother, brother-in-law, boss, friend, co-worker, and more. Dad was someone who was a man who had confidence in his abilities and was never afraid to do something himself. Whether it was tiling his own floors, putting in a yard, wiring his own remodeling projects, doing his own auto body and repair work, Dad loved to take on a challenge. Whether it was starting his own business, getting a new car franchise, purchasing another dealership, Dad always loved to try to keep improving. Like all of us, he had his struggles, but his fortitude and confidence helped him through life to take his struggles, remember and learn from them, and have many successes. How do you measure a legacy? We often think of a legacy as the material things that one has accumulated in life. We could measure legacy by how many cars he sold, how many customers he had, the sales awards and dealerships awards that were won, the buildings that were built, and many other areas. I think we have to measure Dad's legacy by the lives that were impacted. Dad was the type of person that could, and did, make friends in the checkout line at Walmart. He could make friends just meeting someone while walking around the block. He made friends with the people he sold cars to. He made friends and had an impact on people's lives in Waupun and in Florida. He impacted lives by not being afraid to talk about Christ to someone in a restaurant. He made an impact on lives by putting Bibles in rooms in Florida for the Gideons. And we all know there are a lot of hotel rooms in Kissimmee. He had an impact at his church in Florida with the people he met, his smile, and he had an impact in the enjoyment he had in putting up and working on the stages for its Christmas and Easter services. He had an impact on lives in his business. He impacted thousands of customers with a smile and positive attitude. He impacted thousands of lives by treating people right and fair in his dealings with his customers. He had an impact on his employees in the fact that he proved that you can make a good, honest living just by treating people right and trying to take of their needs and looking out for their interests. He had an impact on the community by helping to provide livelihoods for his employees and their families. He had an impact on his community in the fact that he loved the Waupun area and was willing to support Waupun and the community in a lot of ways. Just think of how many lives have been impacted from the day of the groundbreaking of the original Waupun Christian School almost 70 years ago. Between Grandpa Cole, my dad, his sons, his grandchildren, and his great-grandchildren, 5 generations and thousands of children's lives have been impacted. Being a member of the Waupun Kiwanis, an elder in his churches, on the board of the Wisconsin Auto and Truck Dealers Association, a member of the Waupun Planning Commission, a board member for the Christian Home, Dad always brought both a vision and a common sense to everything he was involved with. He had an impact of being a father of 5 sons that each in our own ways have characteristics of Dad. Whether it is the I can do it myself attitude, the self-confidence in making decisions, the tear in the eye at sentimental occasions, the treat people right philosophy, and yes, even the Homan stubbornness, we all have some of Dad's characteristics. He had an impact in helping us know Jesus as our Savior. He had an impact that this knowledge has been given to his grandchildren and great-grandchildren. He had an impact that after Ian and Nada were adopted, he simply made the statement that 2 more children have the opportunity to know Jesus. He made an impact in how, in failing health, he would sit with Ian and still try to learn things on an iPad with a smile on his face. He had an impact that on the day he was diagnosed with cancer, he came into my office as Steve and I were discussing the situation. Dad, with tears in his eyes, said, "Take care of Mom." He made an impact through 65 years of marriage, through good times and bad, through failures and successes, through rich and poor, through good health and bad. He made an impact that how even in the last week or 2 of life, him and Mom would still hold hands and cuddle. Brothers, we need to heed Dad's wish and take care of Mom. We just celebrated Father's Day. Dad made the comment the week of Father's Day, "I am proud of you boys." He never said it too much when we were growing up, but we always knew he was proud of us. In memory to Dad, and to continue and grow his legacy, I think we need to remember the characteristics that made Dad what he was. For myself and my brothers, I know that we will always be asking the question, what would Dad do? More often than not, if we just try to think of what would Dad do, we will be making wise decisions. The biggest impact on legacy is Dad's love for God and the knowledge of salvation. In talking about songs that he would like at the funeral, the first song mentioned was "Sitting at the Feet of Jesus." I would like us to all think of Dad sitting at the feet of Jesus, and for all of us to know that Dad wants us to sit at the feet of Jesus with him. This is the legacy that I want us all to remember.